Skilla. Enhancing Careers. Chapter 2. Parts of Aircraft and Control Surfaces. Parts of Aircrafts. All aircrafts are not all alike, but they are comprised of few basic components that are same in all. Whichever is the model of an airplane manufactured by any of the manufacturers, the basic parts of an airplane remain the same for all. The 6 main aircraft components include the cockpit, with all its instruments, fuselage, wings, power plant, engine, empennage, tail assembly, and the landing gear. The cockpit. The cockpit of an airplane is also called the flight deck. This is where the pilot controls the aircraft. The cockpit holds the seating area for the flight crew and command and control section of an airplane. Modern aircraft cockpits have a number of vital instruments for controlling the airplane on the ground as well as when flying. It also includes vital avionics and radio communication equipment for the use of pilot to contact the ATC. Electronic instruments. Electronic flight instruments include a multifunction display. This is used to control heading, speed, altitude, altimeter, etc. The primary flight display typically includes attitude indicator, airspeed, heading, and vertical airspeed indicator. A navigation display provides route information, such as waypoints, wind speed, and wind direction. A flight management system includes details about the flight plan. A transponder, which shows the plane's location to air traffic control, is also located in the cockpit. Fuselage. The fuselage is the main section, or body, of the airplane which holds the structure together and accommodates passengers, cargo, and the flight crew. The fuselage is the foundation for the structure of the aircraft. The fuselage of large modern aircraft consists of passenger cabin and cargo holds which may accommodate up to 500 passengers and up to 150 tons of cargo. Passenger cabin. An aircraft cabin is the section of an aircraft in which passengers travel. In commercial airliners, cabins may be divided into several parts. These can include travel class sections in medium and large aircraft, areas for flight attendants, the galley, and storage for in-flight service. Seats are mostly arranged in rows and alleys. The higher the travel class, the more space is provided. Cabins of the different travel classes are often divided by curtains, sometimes called class dividers. Cargo holds. Cargo is stored on a plane in the cargo hold. The cargo hold is a large compartment in the belly of the plane that is specifically designed to store cargo. Cargo hold is quite similar to the passenger cabin, except that it has no seats or decoration or pressurization. In addition, there are bearings on the warehouse floor that allow the containers to slide and be positioned more easily. In large airplanes, both passenger baggage and cargo to be transported are placed in special containers adapted to the shape of the aircraft. In addition, these containers have a built-in brake system that prevents them from moving during flight. Wings. The wings of an aircraft serve the same purpose as the wings of a bird. Wings generate lift and control the airflow while flying. A plane is capable of flight because its wings provide lift. Lift is created by the shape of the wings and the plane's speed as it moves forward. Airplanes are considered fixed-wing aircraft. Wing design is a crucial factor in aviation. A wing is designed to reduce drag at the leading edge, generate lift by its crescent, and manage airflow using the rear edge. Furthermore, while gliding, the wings allow the pilot to increase and decrease the descent rate. Power plant, engine. An aircraft engine is the power source for a plane. Engines generate thrust and provide hydraulic and electric power. Modern aircraft are employed with different types of engines. They are either piston engines or gas turbines. However, jet engines are preferred by most commercial airliners. There are many manufacturers and models of engines. Each type of engine is given a code by the manufacturer. Engines are mounted on the wings or in some cases mounted adjacent to fuselage at the rear end. Empennage, tail assembly. The empennage, also called the tail or tail assembly, is located at the rear of an airplane. The tail provides stability during flight. This is very similar to how feathers on an arrow provide stability. The tail assembly consists of the vertical stabilizer, rudder, elevator, horizontal stabilizer, and static wicks. Landing gear. The landing gear is also called the undercarriage of an airplane. It is used for both takeoff and landing. The landing gear supports the plane when it is on the ground. Landing gear allows the plane to take off, land, and taxi without damage. Landing gear is equipped with hydraulic system to take on a huge load at the time of landing. Aircraft control surfaces. Aircraft flight control surfaces are aerodynamic devices allowing a pilot to adjust and control the aircraft's flight attitude. Flight control surfaces are operated by aircraft flight control systems. Development of an effective set of flight control surfaces was a critical advance in the development of aircraft. An aircraft is free to rotate around three axes that are perpendicular to each other and intersect at its center of gravity, CG. To control position and direction, a pilot must be able to control rotation about each of them. Main control surfaces. The main control surfaces of a fixed-wing aircraft are attached to the airframe on hinges or tracks so they may move and thus deflect the airstream passing over them. This redirection of the airstream generates an unbalanced force to rotate the plane about the associated axis. Aileron surface. Ailerons increase or decrease lift asymmetrically in order to change roll and thus move the aircraft left or right while flying. Ailerons are mounted on the trailing edge of each wing near the wingtips and move in opposite directions. The ailerons primarily control roll. Elevator. Elevators increase or decrease lift on the horizontal stabilizer symmetrically in order to control the pitch motion of an airplane. Elevators are hinged surfaces fitted at the rear of the horizontal stabilizer. The elevators move up and down. Rudder. The rudder is typically mounted on the trailing edge of the vertical stabilizer, part of the empennage. The rudder is a fundamental control surface which is typically controlled by pedals rather than at the stick. It is the primary means of controlling yaw, the rotation of an airplane about its vertical axis. The rudder is used to turn the aircraft left or right on the ground. In the air, however, the rudder is primarily used to coordinate left and right turns. Horizontal stabilizer. The horizontal stabilizer helps maintain an airplane's equilibrium and stability in flight. It does so by providing a mini-wing at a certain distance from the main wings. This smaller wing produces enough lift to control the pitch of the aircraft and maintain its stability. Vertical stabilizer. The vertical stabilizer prevents lateral movements of the airplane. Without a vertical stabilizer, most aircraft would lose lateral control, tend to slip, increase drag, and become uncontrollable. Spoilers. Spoilers are small, hinge plates on the top portion of wings. Spoilers can be used to slow an aircraft or to make an aircraft descend if they are deployed on both wings. Flaps. Flaps are mounted on the trailing edge on the inboard section of each wing. They are deflected down to increase the effective curvature of the wing. Flaps raise the maximum lift coefficient of the aircraft and therefore reduce its stalling speed. Slats. Slats, also known as leading edge devices, are extensions to the front of a wing for lift augmentation and are intended to reduce the stalling speed by altering the airflow over the wing. Air brakes. Air brakes are used to increase drag. Spoilers might act as air brakes, but are not pure air brakes as they also function as lift dumpers.